Hello everyone, today I'm working on these two Atlas FA1s. These are old, really old. You may hear my power pack buzzing in the background. So this one has the correct box to boot. So that is kind of like a good sign that it was taken care of. So I got my transformer buzzing because I am going to try them out. And I've got this one too. I bought these during the same week. This one's got the original couplers. So let's try them out. Let's see how they run. So these are the old Atlas made in Austria. And they run okay. Once you get them down, they run okay. You can see there's a little bit of hair in there. So we're going to clean that up. Yeah, it's pretty dirty. I bet you there's going to be some well, look, if I can't get them to run on the bench, I don't think they're going to run on the track. But I can feel the motor wanting to go. It's just really dirty. Let's see if I can connect the leads. There we go. So yeah, absolutely, if it won't run on the bench, it won't run on the track. But it's gonna run. Then let's see the other one, the one with the rapidos. This one looks a lot cleaner. Probably this one's gonna run. This would run on the track. Look at that. This thing is mint. Wonderful. This is the last paint scheme. I'm just looking at the horns. Horns are present. This is the last paint scheme before the New York Central was merged into the Penn Central. So it's kind of nice to have this. The lifelike units are much better than these. These remove the shell, you just spread out the bottom. This is from the 70s. So everything's simple on these. And I'll have to say it's a pretty good design. And they seem to be in good shape. Look at the size of this motor. So this design, it's exactly like the Atlas locomotives, but they shrunk it down. And I like the way they put this huge motor in there. That is great. So I'm going to see how to remove the trucks from the engine. And then we'll get started on cleaning the wheels. It really is my first time taking this apart. So usually they have retainers here, but because end scale is so small, what you got to do, you got to pry the bottom and then push towards the outside at the same time, very gently, and then they'll just snap out. They'll just snap out of it. Now careful, because these are wired in, they're soldered in there, but then we can get most of it out. This is a good design. They have a little drive shaft, tiny little drive shaft, which turns the this is the female of the drive shaft, and then that turns the worm gear and turns the wheels. And it's all plastic, so it should be pretty quiet. So the side frames, they just come up. Yeah, I keep saying that it's like in the 1950s, but it is. It's just like an HO engine, but they shrunk it down. Oh, look at that, this plate just comes out. Well, that was easy. So this little plate still pops out, and surprisingly the plastic is still malleable. And then I guess the drive wheels will pop out as well. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. They are, as you can see, very symmetrical, so I guess you could put them upside down and not suffer anything. I don't think I'm going to make a big effort to get these out though, but I am going to clean them as best as I can from just standing there. And it's got plenty of lubrication. You can see the extra oil there, so I'm not going to re-lubricate those. I'm going to focus on cleaning the wheels there. It's not bad, it's not in bad shape, this engine. You don't have to snap the side frames out to do that, but I'm going to, because I want to take them off and clean them. I was prying on the side frames there. I can see the color changing here, so this thing is close to breaking, so I'm just going to leave it. That will be that. You can only stretch it so much before you get into trouble. Then the parts that I could remove, I'm going to wash with my toothbrush and some dish soap. Also, I washed the shell at the same time. This is going to be a nice looking unit. And then also I'll clean the wheels with my rag. That is the best method. I suppose you can clean them where they are. Inside the engine you have access a little bit, but I like to go inside and do some deep cleaning. But this engine, other than being really dirty, looks to me to be in good shape. It was a good purchase. I'm gonna run these together, so I think I should look into changing out that coupler for a nice Rapido one. A lot of my freight cars, you can tell this one was really dirty. A lot of my freight cars, I still have Rapidos. I'm buying a little bit of micro trains here and there, but I still like the Backman from those times, from the 70s and 80s. I still like those Backmans because they have metal wheels and they do that clicky-clack sound. Whereas the micro trains have plastic wheels. So it's not the same. But I like their couplers. These are just straight cut gears, so they can fit anyway. And also, while you have that in your hands, check the little copper pins there, little contact pins. Make sure they have enough spring action so that they can contact the wheels. And you know what else I want to make sure is the inside here is clean, because that also contacts the little strip. So I'll be checking that. Check that your wheels contact the little strips at the correct place. That's going to make a difference. But they shouldn't fight you too much. And I took a minute to change out the coupler. I put my Rapido on there, so that is going to be good. Just making sure to tuck the contact strips behind the wheels. But they shouldn't fight you too bad. And then I'll just put this little clip back on there. And then we can try it out. I like the way they made the trucks a little bit of a very dark gray plastic. You know, the real engine, they would have been very grimy. Even after a couple of days of working, they would have been very grimy. And the guys at the shop, they put plenty of grease on these, so they would be double grimy. So I'm doing the same thing with this end. I'm gonna clean it as best as I can with just my screwdriver. I take that back. The gears are a little bit of a skew. They're a little bit askew. They're not quite straight. So there is a way in which they should go. So this one is skewed this way a little bit. That one is skewed that way. And that one is the opposite. So this one should be skewed this way a little bit. So this one is skewed this way and that way. So this one too should be skewed like that, so that it meshes properly. There, does that look good? Yeah, so that way, this way, that way, this way, that way. So that will be much better. I do enjoy reading your questions and comments. A lot of times, I get ideas from videos from that. And it seems a lot of people are interested in DCC. I still like running my trains DC, especially old school engines like that. I just bought a DCC no sound decoder. Digitrax was really cheap, like $25 US. And that will be going in a non-DCC ready engine, just to show you guys that it can be done and it's not that hard. As a matter of fact, if you want to change this to a DCC, this is your track feed and here's your motor feed. It's already it's almost done for you. You just have to wire in your track, and then your LED could go here, and that's that. Very easy to do. But yeah, I do enjoy the interaction with the comments and all that. That's really fun to do. I'll do it in the morning, stuff like that. And the inverse is true. I enjoy when I do comments to people's video. I enjoy getting the answers back. On eBay yesterday there was a nice passenger set. I think it was factory painted. The passenger cars, the North Coast Limited, I think they were factory painted, and then somebody custom painted some engines to go with it. But that is a real nice train. I bid on it. I did not win, but that's okay. I'm actually saving up to get some nice Cado New York Central cars. That's gonna hit the spot. All right, I'm gonna wash these with my toothbrush. I like to listen to the economic news every once in a while. By the way, you should not check your stocks every day. That's gonna drive you crazy, so don't do that. But I still like to be aware of the news a little bit. So looks like the economy, the inflation has stopped a little bit, so we might be getting some break on the interest rates. But I still find that funny how the price of everything is going up, including trains on eBay. So it's definitely good to keep in mind that you can get these old trains to run. These, I bought one in HO scale of these Yugoslavia made Atlas engines. I bought it by mistake, but once I got it all cleaned up, I found out it was a really good runner. Let's try it on the bench just to make sure, because if I have to get back in there, it's much easier now. Just give it a chance to run a little bit. Because essentially these contacts, they will rub against one another, and that will, they rub against the wheels, that will give them a chance to clean up. So this will be a good runner. It just needs some time to just rub against the contacts, and then it will be fine. I haven't checked the light yet. Let's check this light just to see how it's going to be. Yeah, it doesn't work. I'm just going to shake it up a little bit just to see if that's going to help. I found that these are usually pretty good. Well, there we go. That wasn't too hard. Just needed to be shaken up a little bit. So that too, when you do the DCC conversion, you replace LEDs with, you replace light bulbs with LEDs. Let's go try that on the track. It's running good here. So let's just put some power on that. Let's see where we're at. So far, so good. Still needs a little bit of help, but I'm going to let it run for a little bit like that, just to give it a chance for the contact strips to clean themselves out. But I think it's going to be a good runner, this one. Let's try to make it crawl again and let's see what happens. That's all it took, a little bit of shakedown. So that's great. I did not try it going backwards yet, so we'll see. But that's got excellent power pickup. And it can crawl, and it can go at a decent speed. That is a real good runner. That thing is nice. I like it. So that is great news. Let's see if this other one is in as good a shape. That would be awesome. You just have to spread out the shell just a little bit. There we go. Looks really good. If I base myself on looks alone, everything looks good here. Yeah, let's try it on the bench. Let's see where we're at. This one seems to be super clean. I think just a little bit of wheel cleaning and it will be amazing. And I'm also running it on very low power here, so just a bit of cleaning, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna check the bulb right away on this guy. Oh, look at that. Geez, this was a good purchase. And this one, as you can see, doesn't have much lubrication, so I will do that. I will get my Label 108 handy. I like to use the little bit lighter oils, so I'll put just a drop on the shaft here, and then I will rotate it using that circuit board just to let the oil penetrate a little bit. And the same thing, there's a little hair here, we can't keep that there. Same thing with this other bearing. So I put a little bit of oil, I let it penetrate by capillarity, and then I'll run the engine just a little bit to let the oil run in. If anything, it runs too fast. Wow, that was a good purchase. Then I'm gonna clean the wheels. Then I just pop this little plate out and the wheels come out. Should come out pretty easily. That's like a time machine. That's like going back in time. And I am gonna put just a little bit of oil on here because there's nothing. It's like it's been sitting in the box for 30 plus years. And then these, I'll just clean them with my rag, like I always do. And I will also clean them with my toothbrush and some dish soap. And that looks like a good purchase too, this one. Hey, even I sometimes get lucky. Yes, I'll go wash that pretty soon. Yeah, I'd be curious to know. Put that in the comments whether you guys like old school engines or whether you want to see new school engines. The lifelike one is far superior, but these two especially run really good. Took a minute to wash the shell while I was in there. They both have the same number. That doesn't bug me at all. That doesn't cause any problems for me at all. So I won't have to change that. I'm just checking to see which way they're skewed there, so that they match that they match the way they were before. Then I make sure that I tuck the contact strips behind the wheels, and then I can just snap this back in. I should really test it on the track, but I'm fairly confident that it's gonna work good. So I'm just gonna put the shell back on. It snaps right in. And then we'll do the first one. This is set up pretty well. I've got a knuckle on this side and then rapidos all around. So that is gonna work out great for me. And now it's time to run some trains. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.